So what I just got was the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring. Oh yeah, also, I get sidetracked very easily, so sorry if I start talking about something and then I talk about something completely different. But, the multiplayer boss of the Ivory Crown DLC is Ludenzalen, which they specifically are one of the reasons why I don't want to do the multiplayer bosses. In the Sunken Crown, the Gank Squad, they aren't too hard. If you have a co-op partner, they really aren't hard. It's mostly the area before them and coordinating that with a partner that's hard. The Iron Crown multiplayer boss, the Blue Smelter Demon, that's a little arguable of difficulty. Alpha. But Ludenzalen, they themselves and the area before them are just complete bullshit. Because Ava as is, which Ava is the same boss as Ludenzalen, sort of, same type of boss, but Ava as is an incredibly hard boss. Ludenzalen are two of that, and the area before them is arguably the hardest in Dark Souls history. It's essentially like you're in a blizzard, so you can't see 2 feet in front of you, and there's these really hard to kill reindeer everywhere that keep trying to fucking murder you and appear from literally nowhere. During the blizzard, once that starts, if you're caught outside, they will start spawning. They don't spawn just normally. So you can't see where they are or what they're doing until after you already can't see. So what I just used there was a Homeward Bone. It basically just brings me to the last bonfire I rested at. Majula works as the sort of hub of the whole game. It's sort of a hub, kind of. All Souls-like games have had some form of a hub area. Like, Dark Souls 2 here has Majula, which is your sort of little safe haven, not necessarily a hub where you can go everywhere. Dark Souls 1 had Firelink Shrine, which, that is a lot more interconnected, because that is a much more open world. Dark Souls 3 also has Firelink Shrine, but it's a little more closed off, sort of like the nexus of Demon Souls. Which, another thing is, Demon Souls is not Dark Souls, just before people get confused. But the Nexus in Demon Souls is cut off from the whole world. It's just a little area for you to go, buy items, level up, stuff like that. The only two areas in Dark Souls history that are interconnected are in Dark Souls 3 and 1. I mean 2 and 1, not 3. And then in Bloodborne you have the Hunter's Dream, which in the Hunter's Dream, I don't know. The Hunter's Dream is weird. It's where you also fight the final boss is. Because in Bloodborne there are 3 final bosses. There is the Murgo's Wet Nurse, Gurman, and the Moon Presence, depending on which ending you get. The Moon Presence ending, you have to fight all 3 Murgo's Wet Nurse, Gurman, and the Moon Presence. Gurman's ending, you just have to fight Murgo's Wet Nurse and Gurman, and Murgo's Wet Nurse's ending is just fighting her. So also I just got from in there was Estus shards, which allow me to upgrade my Estus and a Soul Vessel. Let's see. Yeah, it basically allows you to revert stats.
Here to see, however.
Oh, sorry to skip the dialogue. I'll let it play this time. Actually, no.
Bearer of the curse. Seek souls. Larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Also, I'm going to reload the area quickly because her dialogue that I'm wanting her to say didn't come up.
Is that a shard you
Yeah.
found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
So essentially the base story of Dark Souls, since I didn't play Dark Souls 1 first, is there is a undead curse which people are branded with, and it is called the Dark Sign, and that essentially forces people to become undead and eventually go hollow, which hollow is essentially undead madness, where you are literally hollow. You are nothing but an empty husk of a person that knows nothing anymore. And there is, in every game except for Dark Souls 3, a chosen undead, which is what you play as. An undead who cannot go hollow no matter what, but you can become undead still. Which that's also what the human effigy does, it stops you from becoming fully undead. Because once you die in this game and you become undead, there are different stages of becoming undead where your health goes down. That does allow for scaling of certain items though, such as the Forlorn set, but I'm not going to be using that, so I don't really care.
You, stand back. This is dangerous work. The name's Lennycrust, just a simple blacksmith. And you are? Another useless traveler. A man ought to labor with his feet planted firmly in the earth. Not roam around like you flirtatious vagabonds. Oh, what does it matter? Go on, show me what you've got. Your equipment. Let me have a look. But do it quick.
So Leningrad here, as you can see by his green skin and white eyes, is an undead. So I can buy weapons from him, nothing special really. The longsword and broadsword are basically the same weapon. The falchion is regarded as one of the higher tier weapons for late game, as it is very fast. It works sort of like a scimitar, where it is basically just very flippy and spinny. And Ezok is a mix of a rapier and straight sword. A rapier is pokey. A battle axe is, I think strike damage? Slash, that's what it is. Hammers are strike. That's for a mace, and then a spear is a spear. I'm sure you can guess what the fuck a spear does. If you can't, then my god. Before I upgrade anything with him, though, I am going to first come over to here, where we will see this guy.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morley, and well, I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
Jesus.
Well,
Moglin is essentially... I skipped the ending dialogue, sorry. Moglin is essentially an armor seller, and if you give him enough souls, he will start selling boss armors to you, which are really good late game armors. Titanite shards, large Titanite shards, Titanite chunks, and Titanite slabs all upgrade your equipment. So, using these, I will be upgrading my halberd. Yes. Oh wait. Oh shit. What do I need? 14 strength and 20 strength and 14 dex. So yeah, I just used a boss soul right there. The soul of the last giant, which gives me 6,000 souls. So boss souls are essentially just ways to get a large amount of souls.
Listen.
Also, any repeated dialogue like that, I'm just gonna skip, because you don't need to hear it about 1,000 times. Alright. Ah, fuck, alright. Okay. So the reason I just put all into dex rather than strength for that is because, for weapons with scaling, because, as I said earlier, two-handing scales with strength, you can, if you don't have enough strength to wield a weapon, if you have, I think it was within 10 of what you need, you can then two-hand the weapon and hold it properly. Now let's see, I'm going to reinforce this now and upgrade it. I don't have any more souls. Shit. Okay. Well, I upgraded it once. We are going to be killing the pursuer. Let's see. After the pursuer is the Lost Bastille. Half of the Lost Bastille, anyway. The second half I need to go through No Man's War 4, which also requires me to go through Ace Hour of Flame 4. I just remembered, did I explain actually what the Silver Serpent Ring did for me? The Silver Serpent Ring, if I didn't explain this, sorry, I have really bad memory. If I didn't explain what it does for me, it essentially increases how many souls I get. So, like, let's see, I will show it off on these two hollows out here. So, one of these hollows, if I can separate them. Okay. That one gave me 90. Now, with the Silver Serpent Ring on, I think I have it on now. Yes, I do. He gives me 108. So, almost 20 more souls. I think it's percentage based. I don't remember. So it's not a lot from smaller enemies, but bigger enemies will give a lot more souls. Yeah, like that. That is a ton more. Okay. Also, every sort of item can be upgraded. You can't naturally upgrade rings, you just have to find their upgraded version. So, like, the Silver Serpent Ring +1 I get from spending 1,000 souls at that, not 1,000, 10,000 souls at that one shop, the Hag, I think her name is. And once you spend 10,000 souls there, you get the Silver Serpent Ring +1. I think the normal Silver Serpent Ring you find in the gutter, maybe? I don't remember. But weapons you upgrade with Titanite, which I think I already explained. Yeah. But this boss is the Pursuer. There is an sort of exploit. It was meant to be in the game. This is not a glitch like unloading the bird is. This was meant to be a thing, but it's still an exploit. But essentially those two ballistas in the back, you can almost instant kill them with those if you do this right. Which if I don't do it right, you're going to see another bit of tech that speedrunners use that I'm going to use here because I don't particularly like fighting the Pursuer. So this is the barrel of safety. Go there. Once you go to the barrel of safety and roll past that attack, immediately shoot the Pursuer. He will be stunned. And shoot him down. And I beat the Pursuer. The boss you're not supposed to kill until a little later, and I just killed him. So the Ring of Blades increases damage of physical attacks. So now I do just a little bit more damage. Also, every weapon in the game has a different critical counter rating. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Counter. So the counter strength essentially is how much damage you do with backstabs and parries and guard breaks. And every weapon has a different counter rating. Like daggers will typically have, the normal number is 100, but like stuff like halberds will have anywhere from like 110 to 150, while smaller weapons like daggers, rapiers, stuff like that will have like 150 to 200, which is fucking insane. Also, I just got the full Drain Lake set, which, yeah, that will probably weigh me over like crazy. Am I being chased? I don't think so. Oh man. Let's see here. Yeah, that'll put me on a fat roll, sadly. I might be able to get away with silvering. Yeah, I'll have to upgrade my vitality a bit to wear the chest piece, because that is one of my favorite chest pieces, actually. I really like the Drain Lake set. I don't particularly like the helmet, but it's not bad. Also, that is another giant right there. It's a dead giant, but it's a giant. Fucking... okay. Also, loading screens will give you descriptions and tell you a little bit about the item in question. So yeah, if you ever want to see an item that I might not pick up or just might not explain, you can read it there in the loading screens. I will definitely cut those out of the edited version, I think, unless there's something like I need to explain in one of them. But yeah. Human effigy. And the Dull Ember. The Dull Ember you give to Macduff, who is the other blacksmith in this game. There are 4 blacksmiths in this game: Leningrast and Macduff. Leningrast is the first and pretty much main blacksmith you see. Macduff... is there really anything special about Macduff? I guess really the only special thing about Macduff is the fact that he sells large Titanite shards and he allows you to infuse weapons, which I personally don't infuse weapons. Infusing weapons essentially can add an elemental effect or some sort of weird sort of thing to your weapon. Like, you can make your weapon cause bleed damage or lightning damage or something like that, which can be good, but I don't particularly like that. I'm not much for elemental damage, personally. I'm much more of a very physical guy. I also don't really like magic, personally. That's always kind of been a thing, is I just hate mages and magic and stuff like that. Which is very funny, because my friend Alex is a mage, so that's fun. So what I just did there as well was a plunging attack, which in Dark Souls 2 isn't really a big deal. But in Dark Souls 1, plunging attacks are like your bread and fucking butter. Also, there's a pursuer again. Hi, buddy. Okay, that's where you get the first covetous silver serpent. Come on, charge me. Alright. Yeah, so pursuers, they're not exclusive to the boss. There are some bosses that you will see multiple times after defeating them as a boss, as a normal enemy. This here is Lucatiel.
What is it? I don't know you, and you don't know me. Things are better that way. Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But you... I'm called Lucatiel. From the land of Mira to the far east, across the mountains. They say Drang Lake brims with powerful souls. And so I came to claim my share. But what a strange place. Even the rumors did not prepare me. You are an odd one indeed. I've always made a point of avoiding people, while you've made a point of engaging me. I can see that you are mid-journey. If you require assistance, I will help you. I come from Mira, a land of knights. My sword is always ready. Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed.
Okay, so that's Lucatiel. She cool.